Can you recommend a cordless keyboard and mouse? Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. Do you have any suggestions on a cordless keyboard and mouse that is under $100? I can't even believe how many keyboards I've gone through that wind up slowing me down and also stopped working, particularly the space bar and the shift bar with capitalizing. Can I recommend something? Well, maybe. I'll share my two approaches to keyboard and mouse selection, but I'll also share why at least one aspect of your request is actually something I'd recommend you avoid. Good, solid keyboards exist. I would look for those labeled as gaming keyboards in particular. They're typically built more solidly, in part because gamers tend to be somewhat harder on their hardware. As an example, I currently use a Redragon S101-3 Pro gaming keyboard. It's got a good feel and it seems solid enough. These keyboards often include additional features or appearances. Mine has a constantly shifting color that doesn't appeal to non-gamers, but that improved resilience often makes it worth it. They also often have software you can install to customize the keyboard, like the colors, but that's not generally needed if all you need is the basic keyboard functionality. Now, if you're going cheap, my alternate approach is to go inexpensive but almost disposable. By that I mean I might buy an inexpensive keyboard with the expectation that I'm going to have problems sooner and thus expect to replace it more frequently. For example, I generally have a few Amazon Basics keyboards lying around. They're cheap spares to have on hand in case something breaks. They're also fine keyboards to use regularly, assuming the feel of the keyboard is to your liking. They tend to be a little softer than some of the higher-end keyboards, and I know that keystroke feel is very important to some folks. The issue, of course, is that more frequent replacement means greater e-waste. I've also stopped recommending wireless keyboards and mice. In my experience, wireless connections are often a source of more problems and frustration than the convenience warrants. Once I switched to wired connections for both keyboard and mouse, a variety of random and annoying issues just went away. That doesn't solve specific key problems, such as the spacebar issue you mentioned, but it resolved a number of intermittent and frustrating issues in general. It's unlikely I'll ever bother with wireless for my primary machine again. There's just no compelling reason. I do want to be clear, I've included specific mention and links to a couple of candidates, but as always, those are a snapshot in time, and they represent my own personal preferences. Rather than focusing on those specific items, use them as examples for the kinds of keyboards that you might be interested in trying for yourself. For updates, for comments, for links related to this topic and more, visit askleo.com/189040. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.